Nice to see you.
I want to see the Alliance map. Hamptonshire, the last Saxon stronghold.
And very heavily guarded. King Alfred is preparing for war. You will meet tremendous resistance.
As will Alfred. Is Guthrum Jarl there with his army?
He is. He and Ubba have gathered a sizable force and intend on launching an attack on Alfred soon. If we support their assault, England will fall to us. A pagan land where a multitude of gods may freely roam.
I'll go to Hamptonshire and speak with Guthrum. Send word to our allies to gather on the Thames, just outside the Shire.
I will. May the gods share in this, our final victory.
What is it?
Eivor, you must not go. You must not. The signs, the portents, they shout and wail. Your leaving will be our doom.
Speak clearly, Valka. What have you seen?
I have thrown the bones, I have stirred the offal of beasts, and in the rising steam I saw the end of it all. Though this battle you may win, this war you will not. Your foe will be your master. Your hope will be your grief. This is fate. Our fate.
I thank you for this, Valka. But the yawns of fate are too frayed for me to follow now. I owe this fight to my friends and allies, and I will see it through.
Go then, with great care. But know that the home you leave will not be the home to which you return.
Gerast.
Off we go. Can't raise the sail yet. Hold here. To the Swan Road. Need to row our way out. Sing us a song.
Only one sire have I sent before hailing you. Now your skull is worn by time, and I wish not serve a thousand. Faithful to my king, never known falsehood. I'll follow your flow until my time to cross the bridge of the old.
No sailing anywhere!
Take the mast down! Mast! More sail!
Generous Lord, soon I'll praise, though stint my words to stingy churn. Openly I'll sing the truest peace, silence keep on slander's lie.
Sail down! Sail out!
For boasting man, I am full of scorn, but willing.
Are you feeling all right? What do you think you're doing?
Courts of kings I many have sought. Gallant minstrel,
Run up the stairs!
wild mood and for too long, lesser men have sought to take this town, drain its blood. Thus it is time, open the wounds, draw its poison, behead the snake. If you have a friend, one that's truly trusted, and want good to grow of your friendship, often should you speak, trade many gifts, visit and find him often. If you have another, one that you mistrust, still you want to profit from him, kindly you should speak, and flatter you give, his treachery repaid with your own. This same friend, if you mistrust him and suspect him to be false in his word, you should talk with him, laugh with him, but repay just what he gives you. I was young one, I walked alone, and became lost in my way.
Let's have a song.
Up we raise our shining blade, like wolf teeth they brightly glitter. Now the time for bravery calls us, fearlessness shall mark our deed. Long before the night has fallen, our howls from under shields be heard. Spears and arrows rip the air, roaring blades resound so grimly. I've roamed with blood-red blades, charged the fields with thunderous spears, well-fed ravens that follow my trail, Viking hordes thrusting forward.
Strike of the Jew.
And so the son of slaughter saw his standard setting forth, setting sails to teeth of war, that serpent of the forecastle fought.
We'll attack on sight here.
So the son of slaughter saw his standard setting forth, setting sails to teeth of war, that serpent of the forecastle fought.
Save it for later. Shouldn't be seen. Better be hooded.
Setting forth, setting sails to teeth of war, that serpent of the forecastle fought.
Sail! Catch the wind! Hush now. Reeve, sail! to Alfred's heartland. I hope Guthrum has a sound plan. Strange to see Norse and Saxon banners flying side by side. I should find Guthrum.
Eivor! You come at Guthrum's call. It is good to see you.
And you, Soma. There is an uneasy peace here. Both armies with their hackles up. Was blood spilled?
No, we took Wareham without resistance. These Saxons accompany their lord as we stand beside Guthrum.
So this fort is not the sum of his ambitions. Guthrum's plan is to bring the Saxons to the table.
If he can win the peace without a fight, he will do so.
And how likely is that?
Just now they sit on their thumbs in the church, talking in circles. Come, I will take you to him.
Who is Guthrum meeting here? Is it Alfred?
That's right. The king of the West Saxons has agreed to negotiate. Seems we have him on the back foot.
Guthrum should be careful. Alfred speaks with Loki's tongue.
Guthrum is not a babe at teat, Eivor.
Nor is Alfred. If he has come, it is for his own advantage.
Then give us counsel. Stand by Guthrum, show our strength. The king of Hayseeds will soon be humbled, trust me.
We took this town as if it were a straw hall. Do not challenge me, Elf King.
Your show of swagger and strength has my attention, Guthrum. But we agreed on terms. What more do you want?
The crown of Wessex.
Wessex has a king, and that king has the backing of the Almighty. Yours is a fever dream, Dane.
We need not ask for it, Goodwin. We will take it, as we have taken all the kingdoms of England.
Ah, Eivor. Our blunted tool returns, Lord.
I have given you all I care to. A Danegeld to leave Wareham. You swore an oath upon the cross and that pagan hammer.
And when you scurry back to whatever shit-soaked hovel you crawled from, we will release your men.
Speak again, handmaid, and I will feed your tongue to Eivor's raven.
A fair trade. We already have your cock.
Are we done with this pissing contest? If Guthrum has given you his word, then he will honor it. We will leave this town.
You have 1 day. Do not test the king's patience further, or our men will return to Wareham with force.
And if you doubt my conviction, know that the Avon River near Uffentune runs red with the blood of your countrymen. Their commander, what did his men cry as he fell? Ula? Uba? Yes, that was it. Remember, you have taken my silver. In return, I expect your honor. I will await news of your retreat in Chippenham.
Uber dead? It cannot be. Gods, I will tear that Saxon's skin from his bones if this is true!
Alfred hisses with a snake tongue, but he gains nothing from this lie.
When news of this spreads through the camp, no Saxon will survive the day.
You swore upon the cross.
Oh, I have no intention of cowing to that milk sack. Now more than ever, I will take his throne and his head!
In Winchester, Alfred used me as a tool and cast me aside. So let the betrayer be betrayed. We will burn this village to the ground. After that, we take care of Alfred. Burn Wareham to the ground! Make it a Saxon pyre!
Destroy everything! The roof! to splinters, their bones to dust!
Adventure! Hear your swords! Leave nothing standing! Fire and flame! Burn it all! Let vengeance steer your soul!
Set Wareham ablaze! Payment for those warriors they have sent to Valhalla!
Leave nothing standing! Fire and flame! Burn it all! Their prayers go unanswered this day. We should find Soma.
Do not lose your nerve!
This place has routed Soma.
Good work. We leave now. There are forest ruins just east of here, along the road. Come on, men! Move!
Saxons ahead!
Owns you! Hail! Cut down the stragglers!
Every soul we meet!
The ruins are close! Keep moving!
More Saxons! Draw your weapons!
Hey! Every Saxon is eager to meet their maker! Battle! We can rest here a moment. Now, tell me what you know of that breaker of rings. Weak and wretched troll.
Alfred is a wily fox. He appears frail, but draws upon an inner strength. He'll not be easy to oust.
Fury will fuel my army and my claim.
It will not be enough. You must find a weakness.
Yes, that is why I called you here. Do you balk at the opportunity to bury the Saxon king?
I must first hear a plan to balk at.
Alfred spoke of Chippenham, a squat hovel of sheep and peasants.
So why does he go there and not to Winchester? Your scouts must know they're the best in England.
A holiday feast, their Saxon Christ Mass. Alfred will warm his heels by the fire, while Ubba lies cold in an English field.
I have called upon my allies to join us in this fight, but I must know where to send them. Is Chippenham our final prize?
It is. But I will need my men for the coming fight as well. The hostages Alfred took. If there is a chance to save them.
You will not lose more friends today. Where are they held?
A place further ahead through this forest. They call it Hampton Blockade.
Soma, ride north to the Thames and lead my allies south. They should be gathered by now.
I will.
Gather on the river passing Chippenham. The rest of you set up camp there. I called you Raven Feeder once. At Porchester, you were as hot-headed as Thor. You have become a true leader, Eivor.
There's much to come, Guthrum, before we can rest with meat in our hands and songs in our ears.
I will crush Alfred's skull with my bare hands if Ubba is dead.
We cannot dwell on this, even if it's true. If you want the throne, only strategy will deliver it.
Or bloody wrath will steal it. I will follow this Alfred, hound his heels. Revenge burns within me.
A wise man once told me, we do not dash ourselves against hopeless courses. We arrive unexpected, strike swift.
You turn my words against me now, Wolf-Kissed?
I took them to heart in my darkest times, my friend.
And Sigurd? He is back with you?
My brother's story is a long one, and for another time. Ridding the land of a strong ruler will make Wessex harder to tame.
You almost sound like you respect him, Eivor.
I have come to understand the trials of leadership, Guthrum. It is hard not to, when you cradle something as fragile as life within your hands. Go, my eyes. The gods here are vigilant.
Stop! Oh. Should have run, Rabbi! There. This is the blockade. The hostages must be in these buildings. What is your plan?
We can tread quietly, so as not to alert the guards. But I can raid this place in moments with my crew.
I will follow your lead. I had to have Alfred in my head.
We will save them, Guthrum. Stay calm. Enough skulking!
These Saxons do not deserve compassion. I will wash my blade in their blood. Stop it!
Shoot!
Interesting.
Come on, then!
Get behind if you can!
There. These are my men.
I told you Guthrum wouldn't leave us here to rot.
Go to the camp near Chippenham.
You have done
Find
right,
your countrymen there.
Good. We'll pay back the Saxons for the insults they heaped on us.
Guthrum, some of your men.
We will not be feasting in Odin's hall tonight, boys.
Your time's up!
A good horde! Let's get out of here!
There is a camp set up north by Chippenham. Go there.
As long as I can cut some Saxons down, I don't care where we face them.
Are you Guthrum's men?
Aye! Free us and we will fight by your side!
Thank you so much.
Every Saxon who spat at me will die!
You'll have your chance, but don't be foolhardy. Let your steps take you far from here, to our camp near Chippenham.
Thank you, Eivor. You did a great deed here. Their families will raise a cup to you.
I need no thanks, Guthrum. Let us speak more when we are safely away. We're safe here. Let us speak, Guthrum. You should join your people at the camp. Even a surprise takes preparation.
Your bravery, your leadership, Eivor. You wear it well. You have grown much since last we spoke.
You judged me fairly, Guthrum. Harsh though your words were. but I do not make the same mistake twice.
How is your brother, Sigurd?
He lives, a changed man. But he is free of Fulke's torment. That at least was a deed well done.
Will this all be worth it in the end? Everything we have done? Everything we have sacrificed to win this land? Sometimes I dream of soothed black furrowed earth, and blood seeping from seedlings, poisoning our future.
We must believe our way of life will survive. Our fates are woven, but our deeds forge our destiny.
And so to our final battle. We will wait for you at the camp.
More sail!
Sailing is too risky now.
Drop the mast!
Neither!
Alfred spoke of Uba meeting his end on the Inland River, west of Offentune. I fear the worst, but I must know. Raise the mast!
We can raise the sail in these waters.
Run up the sail! Best go hooded here. I must be careful now.
What's the matter here?
Giedrich, after Rochester. I was not sure you would come again.
I've chosen my side. I would sooner bet a hog than allow Alfred to pillage the land of love.
Guthrum will trample Alfred's ambitions like weeds in the dirt. Mercia might rise further yet.
Perhaps I shall one day sit upon the throne of all England. King Giedrich the drunken ass.
I'll raise a cup to that. Deolav, you have come again at my call.
I have, but this does not sit well with me, Eivor. This is a Christian feast, and the people here are not soldiers.
I come only for Alfred.
Innocents will die for your ambitions. I am your ally now, but after this, I must turn back to Mercia. I have much to repent.
So long as I do not lose your friendship, your oath will be fulfilled.
Youth. Look, you Saxon bedwetters. Here is a real warrior.
Vili, leave these poor boys alone. Their ears are too delicate for the filth you pour in.
Boys is right. This streak of cat piss is barely off his mother's tit. And the Essex boy has hands like a milkmaid.
Ha! Such
fiendish ribaldry between you two. You laugh in the face of fear, tweak old man Death's beard.
I will do my mother and my lord proud today, Eivor. The Lord knows, I have not been the best of sons.
Good to see your spirits high. Fight well, my friends, and we will feast together in victory.
You soft-cheeked Anglo boys. Have you brought your mothers with you?
My mother is worth 10 of your men.
I do not doubt it. I have seen those strong Saxon hens clucking round the hearth as you farmers play with your cocks.
Ha! And she'd welcome you in Colchester Villy. Better than those sour-lipped thanes who haunt our hall.
Vinir. You have come far at my call, old friend.
I've done all I can to help King Oswald find his feet. I leave East Anglia in good hands.
You do not plan to return, then?
No. When I heard of a mighty warrior in the west, who brings terror to the Saxons, I came to join you, if you'll have me.
Once we have seen to Alfred, we will raise a horn. Not as allies, but as companions.
If drinking and feasting be in my future, I will follow you to hell.
Tevder, it is good to see you.
I gave you my word. Besides, Alfred's faith is strict and he has no love for pagans.
You have changed much from that god-whipped boy. That is good to see.
I was always him, but my faith was like a veil. I am glad you helped me lift it.
And now another education. You'll see how we Norse bands fight.
I am all aquiver with anticipation.
We owe Eivor a lot, my love.
I know. This last affray, I hope the debt will be cleared. I long to return home to our own warm hearth.
There you are, Raven.
Lufina, sure. It warms my heart to see you well.
Well as ever. Better since we skinned those Order rats.
I hunted down more in Winchester, on Alfred's behalf. Now we come to take his kingdom.
How quickly a coin can flip when tossed from hand to hand. Only a fool is a betting man.
Aye, your Alfred fought to use me, but he will find differently at Chippenham.
Eivor! It's good to see you.
Erke and Stowe, I released you from your debt, and yet you came.
London is quiet enough, and Stowe here felt the sharp stab of conscience.
Could not let you down, Eivor. That's not what an honorable man does. So here I am, despite my reservations.
And you, brother. I did not think you would be here either.
I have seen to my brother, sent him to Valhalla with grave goods. I am done with sorrow, Eivor. Now I am bloody angry.
Do you believe— Eivor! You made it unscathed!
They came from all over England.
I never thought it possible, Eivor, that you would rally Saxons and Norse under your black-feathered banner.
They see the tyranny of this elf king. He would crush them all under heel and plug their hearts with his god.
So what is the plan, Eivor?
When is their feast day?
A few nights from now, but their revelry has already begun. We should attack now.
That is unwise. Soldiers pace the paths of the village.
Then the night of the feast, under cover of darkness. That is when we will strike.
Ubba will not have died in vain.
We await your instructions, Eivor.
Let us plan our approach. But whatever happens, Alfred is mine.
They are not expecting us. We should not meet much resistance on the way.
Then quietly through the fields. It will already be too late once they see us.
Your young Saxons can be our eyes to the west. Better to keep their soft hands away from the conflict.
My scouts reported that a few nobles have arrived for the festivities already.
Good. If we capture the Thanes, there will be no danger when I confront Alfred.
And we could persuade them to support a new king of Wessex. I will subdue the lords.
Take Deolaf and Tefta with you. They could prove useful in convincing the Thanes. Roder, take Erke and Stowe and capture the garrison. Make quick work of any Saxons that dare cross into the village.
Gladly, Eivor.
We each know our parts. May they blunt their swords against our might. Tonight, Wessex's last resistance will crumble.
I follow you, Eivor.
And I!
Be ravening wolves and croaking ravens. Stand firm. Your axe arms strong. And together, we will win this final battle. And remember, Alfred is mine. Soma, with me. Everyone else go quickly to the village. Advance! Be on the lookout for any stray guards. Lufina, Jor, keep a strong flank. Get to the village and wait for my signal.
If they see me, this will get messy.
Let's smoke the rat out of his guard's house.
Fire!
Alfred! Face me, and I will spare the last of Wessex from my torch.
Did you think my king would turn his back on you, Eivor? When your knife is smeared with the blood of Wareham?
Stand aside, Goodwin. I come for Alfred.
Alfred is long gone. And this good Christian feast, a cup of honey wine, to trap some wasps.
Where is he?
Calling his allies to his side. All those who wish to see Wessex under one god. You cannot win England with your sorry crew of deluded farmers and godless fools.
At least I would not leave them to die as I scurried through the corn husks like a rat.
You have no understanding of duty, the loyalty I freely give. His plan for England, for the world, is worth the cost of my life.
Then sing your tuneless hymns.
Come, Raven Feeder. Do your worst. Such empty fury. It does not matter if I die as long as Alfred is safe.
Your life means so. You are beaten, Goodwin.
Beaten? No, not so. By my death, my lord may live.
Alfred used you, fool. He threw you in my path. For what? He only delays what is inevitable.
Kill me then. It makes no odds. For here you stand, bloody and breathless, no closer to my king, no closer to his throne. This island will never be your home, Eivor. You will not subdue her with vicious force, or win her with cocksure words. We Saxons will always stand firm, shoulder by shoulder against thieves and tyrants, whose envious eyes fall upon England.
If I must strike down all of England to subdue her, let it begin with you.
O Lord, into your hands I commit my spirit.
Solma! The men of Wessex! They came from every house and hovel! Solma, fall back! For life! For die! For glory! Soma! For Valhalla!
Fire! Get round the side!
We watch each other's backs! Keep the both of you busy.
Broder, what can I do?
Eivor! The garrison has more defenders than we hoped! My men are being slaughtered!
I will find a way to open the gates from the inside!
An arrow in the dog.
That is most of them. Make sure the garrison stays under our control. I need to help the others.
Together, lads! With me! Watch for my lead!
I should check on Guthrum at the feast hall.
More like it.
see Alfred?
No. The two Saxon boys were ambushed. One lays wounded.
Hold these men back! I will find them!
They will better us!
Hunwald, come! Get up! This is no time for weep wailing.
I cannot. And there is a blackness closing in around my eyes. It frightens me.
Hunwald, listen to me. You survived the Battle of Bottleston. Do not let this scratch best you now.
I'm so cold. Has winter come so soon?
You will warm yourself with mead and dancing yet, my friend.
Perhaps not, Eivor. It may be I will sit beside my father soon. Will he be proud of me?
He will pull you to his breast, sob bright words of welcome, and tell you no man ever had a worthier son.
I am glad to have known you, Eivor. My truest.
I will not leave his side, Eivor. I own that at least.
There was nothing more you could have done. Friendship has a hollow ring, if there is no threat of losing it. I should check on Guthrum at the feast hall. Guthrum! I need you fighting with the rest!
These men will not surrender! And one little cockflogger barricaded himself behind that door there!
I will find a way in!
Protect the Thanes at all costs!
Scared, you yellow dog!
You will regret this unholy interruption! Leave me be! I'm no threat to you!
They are weakened! Let us finish this!
You will not rout us, interlopers! Not on this Christ Mass! These games defy our God and King! Stand true! God protects us on his day of feasts!
Rainbow and the Raven Run!
You will not rout us, interlopers! Not on this Christ Mass!
The last of the Saxons are fleeing! The battle is won! That's it! They are fleeing!
They are routed! The city is ours! Wessex will follow!
Guthrum Jarl, we're not without losses. Some of them grave.
Their king is fled! His patsy struck down! Defeat rings loud in their ears, and I will be their lord before the spring is here!
Guthrum, hear me! Soma is... She's gone.
Soma? Dead? She has gone to the endless feast, and is the better for it.
Many fought for us and died. They deserve peace.
Are you ready to honor them?
I must speak to those still living. It is done, bro dear. You fought well.
I saw him, Eivor. In my darkest moment, Brothir stood beside me, and all was as it used to be. And then the battle ended. I feel him no longer.
There will be other battles.
Aye. And there you'll find me, Eivor. In amongst the blood and death. Brothir at my shoulder. Until the Valkyries claim me.
You have given me more than I would ever have asked for. How will I repay it?
Keep him in your thoughts. For when a man is mourned, his deeds cheered and his songs sung, he cannot die.
Lufina. Gods, I did not know. Is he...
Hush. What good can words do, Eivor? Keep to silence. He is gone. For what days I was given to spend with you. For each breath that carried your sweet whispers. I give thanks. No more. Your fingers in my hair. No more your arms around my waist. The days will be cold hereafter. All color dimmed. Goodbye, my only. My heart ends with you. What is left will go on.
Your first battle, Elorich. You fought well, and with honor.
Is this the glory you deign seek? You can keep it. I saw Hunwald die. The light dim in his eyes. That could have been me.
You will never be the same. But you'll be stronger for it.
I have wasted so much time in pouting like a child. No more, Eivor. No more.
Do you think there will come a day when winning will not be enough?
Well, you can always fight with me if you want to taste crushing and loin-soiling defeat.
My very presence would make that impossible.
Enjoy this victory, Eivor, wherever it brings you. Only a coward thinks he'll live forever.
My thanks, Stowe. You came to my aid when you were free to turn away.
And still it breaks my heart to look upon what we've done today. Was it the right choice? I do not know. But it is done now.
If Alfred had his way, there would never be friendship between Norse and Saxon. You fought for peace. Be proud of that.
I wish I could. And in time, perhaps I will.
Erke, you wear a furrowed brow.
Stowe is taking matters hard. You know how sensitive he is.
A man of faith and stout morals. Small wonder he's tormented.
His support for you has taxed him hard. I will take him back to London. Maybe he will find some comfort there.
You are his comfort, Erke. Not the city you watch. He is in good hands. You're not injured, Tefter.
Bruises, that is all. I've taken the Lord into my heart, and he watched over my sorry bones. Those who fell sit beside him now.
And what of my heathen friends?
I used to believe in damnation for all who turned from his light. But there is a wondrous communion in friendship honored.
Even though your godson preaches peace.
And we shall do that, Christians and pagans, side by side. Never persecuted.
Your Christ would smile at that, I think.
Your Freya would too.
He shall come to judge the living and the dead.
Deolav, Gidrich, there's a solemn air about you.
To disturb such holy revels with blood and murder. I fear God may never forgive me for this.
Had your god taken Alfred's side, we would not have won. So it may be that you did his work after all.
Alfred still lives. And now I am twice his enemy. Give me one more fight, and I will gladly make it a third.
He is defanged and a little threat to us now.
That slippery eel may yet surprise you.
Atonement is a long and lonely path, and I must soon leave to take my first steps upon it.
Your debts to me are paid. I wish you well on your journeys.
My heart is heavy.
Many fought for us and died. They deserve peace.
Are you ready to honor them?
Yes, there is nothing more to say.
Time to send our friends to their great reward. Will you do the honors?
Nothing awaits them. They lived, they died. And now their bodies will burn to cinders. Their saga ends here.
Well, do not share that with them.
Victory is ours. But it came at a great cost. Soma Jarlskona, who stood at Guthrum's right hand. She will live on in our memories, from now till the end of days. And to your warrior, husband, and friend, he made the ultimate sacrifice. I here repay it. And to Hunwald, whose kind heart has now led him to his father's side. May his God welcome him with open arms. Let us send them on their way. All our beloved dead. Our fallen warriors. And speed them to their end. Guthrum.
When the Reeve died, did he take comfort in knowing he would soon see his god?
He was strangely peaceful in the end, as if death meant nothing.
We stumble through our years, ravenous, grasping, spilling blood, stealing gold, and it is never enough. This life is never enough. Would it not soothe you to know there is something beyond all this? Not war and valor, but quiet and peace?
I think the afterlife men hope for is only a reflection of their regret in this life. All I wish for now is to live among the friends I have made. That is what counts.
Alfred made me swear fealty upon the cross of their god's son. He held such faith in it, a plain, unadorned thing. It burned between my fingers, as if I had pulled it from the fire. A feeling strange and powerful, but gone in an instant. I have not felt its like before.
What will you do now?
Whatever I must do. England is my final home, Eivor. And I will do what it takes to remain.
I should return to Swanborough and tell her of Hunwald's fate. Better the news comes from me than a stranger. This place is heavily guarded. This area is off limits.
Damn the fate the Nornir have...
For my brother! Die!
Eivor?
Swanborough,
No. Gods, no. Don't say it, please, Eivor. Don't say it!
I am sorry.
Oh! My own one! No! My poor swan! Oh, gods!
You fought bravely and turned the tide to secure a victory. Your dear Hunwald died a hero, and will be so remembered.
Oh, gods. I know he would have fainted to hear such praise from your lips. Thank you, Eivor. Thank you.
He walks among warriors now.
Yes. The lucky man. I imagine he does.
I know words are a poor salve for a wounded heart. I'll leave you to mourn, and know that we're here for you, always, should you need us. What have you got for me today?
Nothing more today.
I'm off. Be well, friend.
Bye, Eivor.
I have something for you. A message. Quite strange.
Good day.
Hamptonshire has fallen, and with it the kingdom of Wessex. But the cost was great, maybe too great for all we gained.
Rest then. You have earned it.
On the backs of so many. Time will tell if it was worth it.
These new visions of Odin. These new
New visions of Odin trouble me. Am I alone in seeing them? Or do the tales of Svartalfheim hold some other meaning? Perhaps I should warm my bones by the fire. Gather my thoughts for a moment.
Hello there, friend.
Förum að brjóta eitthvað.
Let's go. No racing the sail here. Sing us a song. Let's hear a story.
In my youth, I remember hearing the story of Kalda, a fierce young woman whose father forbade her from swordplay and raids. Kalda had skills to match or surpass any man in the game. And so it was that her beloved Garpi asked her aboard his ship. Once again, Kalda's father forbade her to leave, calling her soft and weak and fragile. But Kalda ignored these insults and left. For a full spring, Kalda and Garpi sailed the coast of Francia, raiding and plundering and taking much silver and riches. Then, in the early weeks of summer, a passing ship gave Kalda the news that her mother had died suddenly. Kalda was grief-stricken. Kalda returned quickly home, only to find her mother there, alive and standing quietly beside her father. Kalda was confused. Kalda's father spoke with a sour voice. I sent a tale of your mother's death, for you were insolent. But now you are home, where you must stay. Hearing these words, Kalda pulsed hot with rage. She slew her father and fled back to her ship, then set a swift sail for the horizon.
We need an epic tale.
I came to England too late. That is the problem. The sons of Ragnar have shorn her of all possible glories. Everywhere I go, I find the footprints of men and women who were there before me. In my first weeks, I gathered many men and took them reaving. I lost my heart to an ealdorman's wife. Kidnapped her away. But even that was not enough to raise the name of Rollo above the clamor. Other names but mine ring on the tongues of the Skalds. Halfdan, Uba, Guthrum, and Eivor the Wolf-Kissed. Like the trees of a great forest, they shade those beneath, and nothing more can grow there. This land is full. Its glories are spent.
Look there!
I need to look to other shores, where I will write my saga into history.
Sail is useless here.
Is there a sea skull among you?
Have you seen the size of the sturgeons in these waters, any of you? Dwarves, most of them. But these vast cold waters hide a monster the likes I had never seen. When I was fishing with Tryggvi once, I dared to believe we had hooked a giant creature. A monster worthy of song. It must have been hours into the fight. The creature would not give. It would not budge. Untiring. Immovable. And I would not yield to a fish. I pressed on and slowly a silhouette emerged from the depths. Thrice as big as our boat. Then a flash of armor. Plated silver on the water's surface. A sturgeon, surely. It thrashed violently, and then it was gone. I fell off the boat. Tryggvi too. Cold was the water. But nothing rivaled the smart of shame, having been thwarted by our dinner.
You Salskjalls got a story.
Did I tell you about the time I pretended to be a goat? I am no stranger to the company of others' wives. But there was one beautiful wren, married to an old blind Alwyn. I could not resist her. So when he fell asleep, ale-addled by the fire, she let me visit her most private chambers. She was a chirping songbird, but I was a braying buck, rousing the dead in my ecstasy. At the moment of glory, the old man burst in on us, waving his crop. He struck me on the arse and I gave a yelp. "Who's there?" he cried. But my girl was quick of wit and knew her husband well. She convinced old blind Alwyn he was not a man in a room, but his prize goat escaped from its pen. He dragged me by the hair, down on all fours to the barn, where he bolted it fast. I spent the night lying in straw and shit.
Run up for sale!
Still, the best night of my life.
Who'll share a tale?
When I was 11 winters old, I was the youngest of my favorite cousins. A wild and rowdy bunch of boys and girls. Together with our parents, we attended a feast at the home of Halfdan the Black of the House of Yngling. To toughen our patience, our parents set us with the old woman, who ordered us to bake flatbreads and serve it to the noble jarls. After an hour, the flatbreads piled so high into pillars, you could have built a roof over it and called it a longhouse. When our work was done, an older boy, Guthrod, suggested we steal a keg of mead and drown in happiness for our good work. So Guthrod, Mikkel and Åsa snuck into the storeroom and stole a barrel as I stood watch. But when we were spotted, I froze. 3 of Harald's men stopped us. They struck Guthrod and Mikkel and pushed Åsa to the ground. "Whose idea was this?" they asked. I stood and said, "The idea was mine. The meat is for me." One of the men eyed me and said only, "That is not true." Then, they moved on. Eivor, look! A military outpost!
What are you doing?
Mars!
Take me down!
I heard the Gilded Sparrow was carrying more in candies and spice from Aksum. He had a hefty necklace in there too.
Makes sense as to why the compass would send the whole boat into the drink then. Bloody shame. Weren't a great men.
Fancy a game of Orlog?
If I find one crack, that statue is as fragile as the rest of my collection and costs more than the hovel you call a home.
Just a clay man with his cock out, you nutter.
I have a friend who needs that little Roman man you have, Octavian of London.
I have a guess who your friend is, and no, Osbert cannot have his greasy pedestrian fingers on something so exquisite.
Osbert.
Oh, that is delicious. Yes, Osbert. A name fit for a poor failure. It'll cost a cow's weight in silver to get it in his hands.
I'll give you the filthy silver.
Oh, that is... Thank you. Well, I should hope so. You may take the Legionnaire.
Ike ladder is flatten on den Erbenesse. Tinning flattet Elderman.
Come on, let's go drink.
Ah, yes. For this I am coming. Is there beef?
It's not true.
I'll have to take this back to Osbert.
Je quella fei latliche. De leste ik bergt voor je het hoort. Zo ik kan daar.
Best not to draw attention here.
Makes sense as to why the compass would send the whole boat into the drink then. Bloody shame. Worth a pretty penny.
You Salskulls got a story.
The tale of Skolla should interest you.
Sail out!
I looked for her before I left Norway. I wanted to take her with me. Did you know her? She would have no master, no shackle. It had been months since I saw her last, and I was worried, holding up hope. I set myself and an elk carcass down in her house. For hours she did not show, and I eventually fell asleep. Then suddenly it was hard to breathe, and I gasped for air, waking only to find myself pinned down. And there she was, freshly sated with elk, sound asleep, her head on my chest. Nails ruffling my beard. I put my arm around her and we stole a nap like we used to. Then I woke again, and she was gone. As quietly as she came. Ah, she was a good dog.
Is there a sea skull among you?
My first day defending the walls of Grantebridge, my duty was defense. I had asked for this task myself. As I patrolled the walls, I sang and banged my shield against the ribs of the walls. I woke half the camp with my wailing. I sang from the eddies as Gallon, Leaf and Soma threw rock-sucking. They thought me too frivolous. Until the day I caught a spy. Some filthy shadow walker trying to rob us of what only Loki knows. Gallon killed him before he could be tried. My point is, always be loud. Act a fool, be a nuisance. It is your greatest defense. For the less your enemy thinks of you, the more he thinks you a fool, the more likely he is to make a grave error. We are here to stay, are we not? Heed my advice,
Bring the mask
and
down.
you will live a long, Long time.
Let's hear a story.
When we arrived here, we thought the fighting was the hard part. But we were wrong. Getting the Saxons to accept their conquerors, that was the challenge. We pillaged and burned, did what we do best. Soon their resistance waned, and they surrendered to Father. In his wisdom, Father sought not to rule by fear. He bid the locals show us their way of life. He accepted them and theirs, their ways, their culture, their God. Not all our people saw eye to eye with Father, and some made their displeasure known, challenged their Jarl. Oftentimes, Father quelled the unrest with reason, but sometimes the square was drawn, and the blood of kinsmen was spilled. I once asked him why he would kill his own over the lives of these Saxons. He would only say, there are no Norse or Saxons here, son. Not anymore. Not if we want to survive the ages to come.
We'll share a tale.
Here's a tale to tickle your sides. The winter before, I was drinking in Stavanger with some companions. With us in the mead hall were men of Bard Jarl's clan, one of which was a poet named Halli, called Sarcastic Halli by most. 7 ale horns into his night, Halli stood upon his table and called across the room to another man, a skald named Tjodolf. Tjodolf, he yelled, I can compose a more beautiful poem with my belching than you could with your tongue and fine words. The room laughed, Tjodolf loudest of all. I accept your challenge, Sarcastic Halli, he shouted. Allow me to begin. Tjodolf then spoke this verse.
To your horns!
Sad Halli drowns in horns of hubris, squeaking like a stoat, yet proudly the pup calls it poetry. The room laughed again, with Halli joining in. Then, Halli tripped across the room and opened his mouth to speak his verse. From his throat erupted a jet of vomit into Tjodolf's face. His only composition that night, which he was most proud.
Ready! More sail! We need an epic tale.
It was a man called Kjotve the Cruel that brought me to these rain-soaked shores. You all know the name. Of that I am certain.
Drop the
He and my father Rognvald had some disagreements. But my father was never one to bow his head and keep silent. Kjotve's men came for him when I was out hunting.
Raise them
I
up!
was not there to defend him. And then when my brother Urim also fell, I,
Let the sail
like a
out!
coward, fled to England. I swore that in time I would return to avenge my father's death. But I waited too long. Upon my return from Francia, I heard the news. Kjotve the Cruel is long dead, slain by the hand of Eivor, the wolf-kissed one. I am glad my father's killer is dead. But gods, I wish I had been there to swing the axe myself.
You Salskjalls got a story.
My favorite part of any battle is the moment before it. Everyone has their ritual in that flutter of anticipation. Our hearts race. Soma would visit the children of the camp, recounted old myth like a wise skald. She filled those little ones with courage. She knew they desired a chance to fight in great battles one day. And if we did not win, they would not have their chance. Once I followed her on this ritual and watched her speak. To keep things fun, she often mixed up the old myths. Then Freya rode her cats through Elfheim, tearing up the dark elves in search of the mead of poetry. Those little eyes, the children's faces, a flame. enamored. I saw myself as one of them. I felt so much better. Soma has that way with people. She has that way with me. She need only tell a story or two and the war is already won.
These new visions of Odin trouble me. Am I alone in seeing them? Or do the tales of Svartalfheim hold some other meaning? Perhaps I should warm my bones by the fire. Gather my thoughts for a moment. Hey there, how are you? Octavian, I have something that may interest you. Maximilian sends his regards.
What? He gave this to you? That perfect little wretch! How did he bring himself to part with it?
Ask no questions, hear no lies. I only hope you enjoy it, and that neither of us have to see that man again.
Oh, thank you, Eivor. Thank you.
What is it you do here again?
If you find any Roman artifacts out there in the world, bring them here. I'll appraise them and see they're given a good home. With me.
I have to go. See you soon.
Valet!
Eivor, good to see you. I am, did you want something, or? I was wondering.
What's wrong?
Bridget and I were thinking, with everything calming down the way it has, maybe you could find a spare moment and...
You want to be married?
Yes, to each other.
Yes, I imagined. Gunnar, to see you so happy has been a pleasure. And to marry you would be an honor. Shall I put out a call to any friends abroad?
I'll be honest, Eivor. I came here with a lot of you, because nothing and no one kept me back there. The Raven clan is all the family I need. And Bridget too. From all she said, she's better off here than with those she calls kin. Just a couple of foundlings we are.
Then let's not bother with tradition. If you have your bride and your blade, we will see you wed. As Jarl, I do it gladly. About you and Bridget. When do you wish to be wed?
The sooner I can make her my wife, the happier I will be. But we are fine to wait until everything has settled here.
Enough waiting. Cool your forge and cover your anvil. Let's get you married.
Wonderful. Shall we gather everyone?
Gather your wife and your courage. I'll bring the people together. I am honored to stand before you, Gunnar. Bridget, on this bountiful day, to celebrate the strength of your bond and see you wed. I am in witness of a love that inspires and empowers. I invite you now to speak your vows.
To you, my darling Bridget, I offer this blade, forged in flames that burn as brightly as my heart does for you. A blade as sharp as your wit, as glinting as your beauty. May it sing through the air as sweetly as your voice meets my ears.
Dio, sed vi det carit si gunnar. Dwi'n efo am lwcus bod I fi dod o hyd o ti yng nghariad.
And I, I give you my sword and my promise that I will stand at your side forever.
Hyd fi di breuddwydio am ffiwtio yn hun, a di so tawolwch yn hope a premonition. Ond dim mount o sgraen a foresight paratoi fi a sweeping adventure meeting ti. Tiw'r enaid fel dim arall, a dyn as strong a bwrdd y gi, ac fel as I ffies, mae'r calon yn hedfan dyr y ti.
Such poetry, oh dear. You make me cry, my love.
Let us hedfan efo'n gilydd, tro bywyd and beyond.
I offer you this ring, and take yours in kind. I will wear it with pride and honor, warmed by the love of so perfect a lady.
And I gwisgo fe fel calon, adoration a ffydd am byth.
This is the greatest day of my life. Embrace me, my love.
With our couple now bonded in matrimony, now we drink. Valka, I want to thank you for all you have done for me. My visions have lessened of late, and well, I find it hard to explain how different I feel. Grounded, unified, at peace.
That is good to hear, Eivor. Very good to hear.
What do you think of all this? Little dull in my view.
I think it was nice.
I liked the part where they gave each other swords. I'm never getting married. When I get a sword, I am keeping it.
It is a strange feeling, brother. Weddings are the beginning of something. This feels like something of an end.
The first happy union in our home. We have matured into something greater. So yes, a beginning and an end, I think.
Kill such fine young things if they can work.
Gunnar, you old trout. You're a married man. Never thought I would see the day.
Nor did I. And not for lack of trying.
Bridget, I gift you a formal welcome to our clan and our family. You're a fine addition to Gunnar's life and to ours.
Diolch, Evior. I couldn't be more happy to be ma. Hope you now want to well in a case misho the years.
Yes, of course. As I say, it is wonderful to have you. Alves, I'm surprised you did not serenade the bride and groom with a verse or two.
Oh, I wished to, I did. But all that came to me were insults and jibes. Another time, I think.
You've been among us for quite some time, Reda. Are you ready to settle? Make a home here?
For a year or two, perhaps. But I am not the settling kind. I am a wanderer, always searching, never finding. Maybe one day.
Randvi, saw you looking a little lonely. Thought I might come and join you.
How nice. Are you enjoying yourself?
I am. I never thought I would see gruff old Gunnar so enraptured by a woman.
Enraptured by anything, for that matter. He's a hard one to read, but I am pleased for him, and for this day of rest and respite. After everything, a few days of feasting will do the people some good. They need this.
They do.
Will you walk with me?
Anywhere. Lead on.
Something has been on my mind for some time. I am no seer, but I foresaw this day long ago. Not Gunnar's marriage, but our situation. Our success.
How do you mean, our success?
I mean to say that I saw our settlement flourishing, through our victories in war and in diplomacy. And from the day we set out from Norway, I knew that you would make a fitter leader than Sigurd. It was never in his character to lead. It was always within yours.
I see.
Do you?
You might have warned me.
You would not have listened.
Fair.
I do hope you see it now, in all that you have done for us.
Randvi, you and the people here have done more for me than I could ever repay. I'm honored by your faith in me, and your confidence.
As I am honored by your friendship.
And I by yours.
Eivor, I want you to know that Sigurd and I are... We are severing the bonds of our marriage. We share a love that is steadfast, and I have faith it will forever be so. But it is not the love of a wife and her husband. It was not an easy decision. But after we talked with honesty, we embraced more warmly than we have in a great while. I think we will be happy.
I hope so. And I am pleased for you.
I am pleased for myself. Sigurd's desires are bigger than any man or woman can offer. He longs for something more.
What about you? What are you looking for?
I have all I need right here. With you. With our people.
I am grateful. So much of our prosperity we owe to you. I hardly know where to begin. You are my truest friend, Randvi. My right hand. My greatest ally.
I give you my word that it will always be so. I'm happiest by your side, and in your company. Shall we find our way back to the wedding? Bridget might give another speech. We must not miss that.
About that, I have not understood a single word of hers since Gloucestershire.
Really? I find she speaks beautifully. With poetry, even.
Are you kidding?
Am I? Come, we should go.
These new visions of Odin trouble me. Am I alone in seeing them? I should go. These new visions of Odin trouble me. Am I alone in seeing them? Or do the tales of Svartalfheim hold some other meaning? Perhaps I should warm my bones by the fire gather my thoughts for a moment. Something for me. What is it?
A letter requesting your presence in the southwest, a village called Athelney.
Nothing strange about a summons for me, is there?
It is not the recipient I find strange. It is the sender. The letter is signed a poor fellow soldier of Christ.
Ah, a mysterious partner.
For a short time I hoped it might be Basim feeding us the names of these targets. He seemed the most likely man, for a time.
Only one way to discover the truth. Thank you, Hytham. I'll take care of this. Gorm is dead, nameless and alone across the open sea.
A master of the order hewn from the trunk of their dying tree. You are getting closer to the roots.
I have to go.
Then go in peace.
Hey! I would like to reorganize the crew.
Done?
All right, bring out my lieutenant.
Found who you needed?
I must take my leave. So long.
Endelig är att gerast!
Can't raise the sail here.
Calm yourself, lucky spot.
Let's have a song.
Hey, what are you doing?
We must row in these waters.
Hey, there's no need for this.
Out there I clearly hear the black feather calling.
Sail out! Let's hear a story.
I have seen the shores of Francia now. Only a glimpse, but a glimpse was enough. I will paint it in your minds, my friends. How the wind stirs the trees, the birds cut the sky, and the lands are emerald green. The swell of those rolling hills, the way the sunlight dapples the forest floor, the maidens toiling in the fields, the sweat on their breasts glistening. Oh, yes, how their firm buttocks tighten as they bend to pick sweet flowers. And the way they speak, even an insult sounds like an invite. What else might they do with such elegant tongues? Oh, don't say you weren't thinking the same. One day, I will make that land my home. And those maidens will be mine.
Listen well, so I may tell you a tale of the Berserkers, and why we keep our potent brew a secret. Once there was a Berserker named Nori Nineclaws, who became a wealthy Jarl, known for his fair and generous home. Every day, dozens of Thane's merchants, cousins, and other hangers-on ate at his table, drank his mead, and took his gifts.
Run up
Finally,
here!
Nori Jarl grew angry about his speeches. He ordered his cooks to prepare a secret brew for a magnificent feast. He then invited every freeloader in his yardom to his mead hall, promising his greatest gift yet to be given after the feast. As his guests ate and drank their fill, Nori and his loyal pals slipped away. One by one, the guests entered Berserkergangen. When the feast erupted into slaughter, Nori and his men torched the hall before fleeing on a ship, never to be seen again. There is much olden wisdom to take away from this tale. I will let each rower think out which lesson is best.
Let's sail! We need an epic tale.
I often think on Estrid and my time in Essex. I was almost a year younger and more foolhardy then. Once, the sight of her filled me with tempest. But those storms have calmed now. She did not giggle nor swoon like many girls I know.
More sail!
Wit was her weapon. She could unman you with one swipe of her tongue. But such grace, such light. Freya herself would not step with such elegance. Her gaze blinded me. Her words cut me down, raised me up, made me a wolf, a lamb, a babe, a sage. Wiser men than me have been made fools by love. But not all of them take the lesson from it that I have. When I marry, I will take an equal. No more, no less. A woman worthy of me, as I will be of her.
Who'll share a tale?
During my 19th winter, King Styrbjorn ordered the construction of a new longhouse. The splendid hall you now see at Fornburg. To build this longhouse, he employed the help of 20 men. I was among them, as was Fradi, the strongest and stoutest man I had ever seen. We set about felling trees and hewing wood for timber. Fradi was the fastest of us, dropping 41 trees in only 2 days. On the third day, a spindly man called Nar was near upon felling his first tree. He had hacked it all the way around like some mad animal. When the tree fell, it did so in a direction he had not wished. Straight down upon Fradi. Nar called out, but it was too late. Fradi had only enough time to turn and face the doom bearing down upon him. With that, he raised his arms to embrace the timber hammer. The force of the trees falling drove Fradi deep into the snowbank, yet his arms never let go. He held that angry trunk as a lover. Like hounds, we scooped at the snow to reach him. We found Fradi 10 feet down, alive but in pain, still bearing the tree upon his shoulder.
You Salskulls got us.
Strange things have we seen, and perhaps the doom of the 9 worlds is nigh. Many believe these are the end of days. Of Ragnarok much is told. So here is a smaller tale of how the Jotun Hrimur came to Captain Nagel, the ship of nails. Hrimur dwelt in Niflheim, where his task was to lay the dishonored dead under the ice. Hard work, for many died without honor. One day, his master bade him bury one of the sons of Ymir, the frost giant from whose bones the world was made. Hrimur was a hard worker, but Ymir's son was the size of a mountain. Hrymer laid down his spade, saying, I cannot dig so much. Hrymer's master grew angry, and picked up the spade himself. He dug and dug through Hell's ice, until he made a hole deep enough. But the hole opened up into the abyss that is Ginnungagap, swallowing Hrymer's master whole. And Hrymer took his master's place. Now Hrymer abides in Helheim, waiting to steer the ship of the dead through the 9 worlds in the war at the end of days.
We need an epic tale.
In quiet moments like these, I often think on my life and how it will come to pass. The Nornir weave our fates. Everything we do has already been decided, even the day of our death. But these thoughts trouble me. For if the Nornir already know I am to be great, then I will be great, no matter what I do. If I cast myself overboard to drown, would fate send a dolphin to save me? Or was I always meant for a watery end? What is the point of valor, of glory? If I slay 100 men, am I a hero? After all, the dice were loaded. Should I do nothing at all? Why make an effort when I could stand here and let my fate come to me? Or does heroism lie in not knowing one's fate? Facing your end, whatever the winds of the gods. Perhaps the true measure of a man, the full span of his worth, is how little he gives a shit.
When I was a girl, I danced to my mother's cats and screamed.
Hold on, good Skell.
All right there?
Yes. Hello. I do not mean to intrude, but I'm looking for someone.
And who would that be then?
I do not know exactly.
Well, that'd be why you ain't found him. But you're free to pass the time just here if you like.
Thank you.
These are soul cakes, love. Do you know soul cakes?
I do, I enjoy them.
They're small things, size of a lumpy fist, so they'll bake fast. Keep your eyes sharp.
And the butter, do I baste them?
No need, love. We'll leave the butter for meal time.
I look forward to it.
Right then. I'll leave you to this. If you need me, I'll be doing the washing up next door.
Quite a step down from your former work, Lord.
As their guest, I volunteer to help with the daily chores. They offer me a bed. I tend the cakes.
Do they not feel strange giving orders to their king? Or do they know?
That knowledge would benefit no one.
I read your message. You went through a great deal of trouble to obscure yourself as this poor soldier of Christ. As I remember, you even sent yourself one of these letters in Winchester. A clever touch.
The Order wanted me dead. I had to be careful.
You said you knew nothing about the Order then. Pled ignorance. But you knew everything. Their names, their schemes.
Would you join me for a walk? You look well, Eivor.
I am. The wars have ended, and my settlement thrives.
The wars have not ended. You have simply stopped fighting. But men are brewing plots in mead halls and bedrooms. You will see.
And how are you, Alfred? Getting used to the idea of being unremarkable.
I am well. Better than I expected. In this exile, I have found a somewhat nourishing peace. Each morning, I am awakened by the sun and growling cormorants. I bathe in the chilly water of the marsh. I eat from shrubs and drink from buckets. It is a good life. Simple. Blessed. I've never been so far west. I find it quite peaceful here. Calming.
I've traveled a long way to hear one name, Alfred. Who is the Order's Grand Magister?
Tell your shadowy friends that England is swept clean. Your work is done.
You?
Grand Magister was not a title I desired. It passed to me on the death of my brother. From my father before him. Defilers of God's majesty and grandeur. I was their master, and I loathed them. With Goodwin, I set a plan in motion to destroy the Order from within. But my troubles with the Danes delayed that plan.
But your trouble with this Dane is what led to their demise.
You are Norse, are you not?
You have a good ear.
I owe you my thanks, Eivor. For that, I give you this. The key to my study. That you may better understand the good you have done. With the Order all but destroyed, you have made room for a greater idea. One to take its place. A universal divine order, inspired by God for the betterment of man.
With a poor fellow soldier at its head.
You have saved England, whether or not that was your intent. Now let England save you.
England is no more, Lord. You're the last of her kings, and yet you have no kingdom.
Look around you. God's works are wondrous. They cannot be ignored, nor resisted. In time, all those who accept God will flourish, and all those who defy him will fall away. Should you remain in England, you too will one day be her subject.
Oh, bloody crumbs! The cakes are burned! Where is that man? Young man, where have you gone?
Damn. That may have earned me a night of washing linens. I do not know if we shall meet again, Eivor. God willing we will. As one lord to another, perhaps. I'm coming, my lady. I'm here.
Alfred gave me a key to unlock his study.
Oh dear, look at them little balls of soot!
Good lady, forgive me,
I should not be seen in this area.
Stay sharp.
Back for that!
Back here!
This one!
The other side must be barred. I should talk to hide them.
Work with me!
I should be cautious around here. Be gentle if they spot me.
To hell with you!
On Christus namen, das wäre.
Damn the fate the Lornir had.
Now! Get the murdering heathen!
Payback time, heathen!
These new visions of Odin trouble me. Am I alone in seeing them? Or do the tales of Svartalfheim hold some other meaning? Perhaps I should warm my bones by the fire. Gather my thoughts for a moment.
Here you are, Hytham. The last of the Order sigils. You'll find King Alfred's among them.
King Alfred? Did our poor fellow soldier lead you to his hiding place?
He did, for they were one and the same. Our poor fellow soldier of Christ was the Grand Magister of the Order of the Ancients.
He turned on his own order. Fascinating.
Not turned so much as trampled. His devotion to Christ and what he calls a universal order set him against them from the start. With all sincerity, he loathed the title and the duty he had inherited, and wished them destroyed.
Wonderful. With his abdication, the last stronghold of the Order has been dismantled. All that remain are scraps here and there. And you, Eivor. Now that you have seen our enemy and you understand our cause, I wonder if you would join us. Become a hidden one.
Was this your ultimate goal, Hytham? A trial by fire? It is a kind offer, but I do not believe we fight for quite the same cause. Your creed demands that you keep your triumphs hidden. I prefer my glory to be in plain view for all to see.
If I taught you our creed, if you spent time with it, it could open your mind to another view.
Another view is always welcome, but to live without celebrating one's glory and honor and achievements is not a life for me. But know this, I would give my life in a moment for those I love, and who love me in return. All here, including you, my friend.
I understand you well, Eivor. Very well indeed.
Are you and Bridget well?
Of course. The flames soothe my mind, as do the tales told here.
Do you have one to share, Gunnar? A legend of Svartalfheim.
Aye, a story of a king who could not see the wood for the trees. Reidmar, greatest of dwarven kings. Within his palace in Gulnamar, he wanted for nothing except an heir. Reidmar and his wife had grown old. Perhaps too old. Late one night, consumed with worry, Reidmar walked in the shadow of his vast mountain-top palace, tears in his eyes. "A great king! What ails you?" a voice said. Afraid, Reidmar saw no one. "Who goes there?" he replied. Then he saw who addressed him. A vast and ancient tree, perhaps almost as old as Ymir himself. Reidmar sat upon its roots and told the tree he feared he was too old to give his subjects the legacy they deserved. The tree was so moved, it wept and offered its tears to Reidmar. "Drink, great king," it said, "and your woes shall be washed away." Reidmar observed the grass, the meadows, the leaves of the tree. His subjects' happiness could be seen in how they cared for the land. His legacy was all around him. Reidmar felt at ease, realizing he had everything he needed, and asked that the land receive the tree's gift instead. The tree's happy tears flowed evermore, enriching the land. 9 moons passed, and a baby's cry rang through Reidmar's palace. Long would dwarves place gifts in the weeping tree's roots, in memory of Reidmar and his kindness that shaped all he touched.
All things happen when they should, old friend.
I hope so.
I hear you seek tales of Svartalfheim. You are not alone in your glimpses of the Aesir.
You have seen them too.
No. Only the power the visions hold, and their effect on those once held dear.
You speak of Sigurd.
Do you want my tale or not? There was a dwarven miner who cared only for his work. Mining was all he knew, all he wanted to know, and all he would ever know. One day, he heard a strange noise. All his long life working in the northern mines of Vangrim, he had never known a boulder to squeak. He ignored it at first, but as the hours passed, the squeaking continued relentlessly. When the miner could take no more, he split the boulder apart with his pick, and then he saw a squirrel. Until now, pinned by the boulder, afraid and tired, the freed squirrel climbed into the miner's long beard and slept for 3 days. When the dwarf awoke the next day, he found fruit and nuts waiting for him. A gift from the squirrel, the first the miner had ever received. Finally,
The miner had a friend. The squirrel led the dwarf to a stone hill within a lake. There, the dwarf would fish for supper, while the squirrel played in the trees. One night, watching his fishing line, the dwarf drifted off to sleep, smiling, enjoying the happy squeaks of his friend above. When the sun rose, its light did not find the dwarf, for he had turned to stone, his short-lived bliss captured evermore.
And the squirrel?
It never left his side, hoping his friend would awaken, just as the miner had waited for the squirrel to do the same.
Sigurd. He is not lost to us. In every great story there is truth to be found. I wonder what could be found in Svartalfheim in the place they spoke of. Odin. I feel you close. An uproar of memories, stretching far into the past. I have silenced you and your influence. But I know you have so much to say. You are with me always. Deep within my hooker. I could trap you in this darkness until my end, resisting forever this second side of myself. Or I could learn from you, to better understand the world that once was, long, long ago. But not here, not inside of those who would not understand what I am. Who we are. I have done all I can for my people. It is time to say goodbye and set forth for distant shores and new adventures.
Fascinating. Eivor grapples with Odin's memories in a way unfamiliar to me. My own struggle with Loki was intense but brief, ending with a mutual understanding of who we were. Where will this new conflict take you, I wonder? This calls for a bit of animus magic, I think. Searching for future memories filtered by emotional intensity, grief, longing, sadness. Here we are, a few images from the future. Let's see where Eivor leads us.
Aid me. Be my eyes. Hytham's Bureau. Another memory fragment here. The memory fragment is close. I feel it. Let's move this timeline.
Eivor, have you given my offer some greater thought?
No, Hytham, I have not.
Then I will ask again tomorrow.
How does a heart so large hide in such a modest man?
I don't follow.
To work so tirelessly for strangers. Fighting not for yourself, not for your people, but for all the world. That takes compassion of a size I have never known or seen in others.
Ah, I thank you.
Do you not worry about your own family? Or your clan back home? How did you come to be so rootless?
I do have a clan, as you call it, but no family. I was orphaned quite young. It may be this lack that drove me to join the Hidden Ones. They have certainly treated me as a son.
I too lost my family. But I gained another. This Raven clan. I owe them my life, and I would give them mine.
I feel the same gratitude, but on a larger scale. You see, anyone can join the Hidden Ones, and therefore everyone is worthy of our love.
I admire your cause, Hytham. But I do not have the focus needed to carry forth your creed. My mind is often divided between the present and the distant past. It will take some time to understand why.
Ah! Is it time? Forgive me, Eivor. We keep our training to a strict schedule.
Oh, of course. Carry on. And good luck with this lot. They're a wild crew.
Greetings, Eivor.
gone! All
Just thought Valhalla wizard.
Need to cloak myself here.
Et dixa ad eos rapscaios Andreas Dominus Nostra.
Merianik. Was war ich bitte?
Attack on sight here.
be seen, better be hooded. Show me.
Eivor's memory fragment is somewhere nearby. The memory fragment should be close. Right place, wrong time.
Lord King.
Ah, Eivor. You are welcome here.
How does it feel to be home?
Not as free of care as you might imagine. It has been many years since I reclaimed my throne, but I have never taken it for granted. Not since my time in the marshes. Since then, I have been busy. Guthrum and I are inching towards common ground. A treaty is forthcoming.
Is that why you have summoned me? To find common ground?
I hope to. You are one of the great lords of Mercia, and calling you a friend would be a benefit to all England. What say you to a treaty, Eivor? Naming you lord of all lands northeast of your settlement.
In exchange for what?
Your allegiance. Not to me, but to Christ. And to the order I have convened in his name.
I honor your offer, Lord, and the trust you place in me. So here is my answer. You gave me this years ago. A beautiful piece. but it sits heavier in my pocket than on my heart.
You refuse, then?
Have no fear. This is not a new chapter in our conflict. I am leaving these lands for distant shores. You'll have no more trouble from me.
In search of new wars? Fresh lands to conquer?
In search of myself.
Ah. The most difficult destination on Earth. I wish you well, then. God be with you on your journey.
I'm a bit full up with gods at the moment. Yours may have to take another boat.
So do these rays mean something?
¿Did está Willende?
For David! With where?
Stop you!
Meet your fate!
supposed to be happy with only your stupid face to look at for the rest of my life.
I should not be seen in this area.
Vigtigt ist for en show.
Ah! Medlite! Dwola!
Well then, others do switch either you.
Dem Dola! Behid!
Behid! Dungata! Den vill inte prova.
What's that thing, Dad?
killed him! Die! Shit! You killed him! Die!
Now! Get the murdering heathen!
What do you see, Sunan?
This ship matches the memory fragment. I'm close.
I have an arm.
Stand together.
Skurinn skal dagþinga við Óðina vegna systara.
Yes, memory is quite near. Here we go.
He faces the rising sun. Good.
So, the rumors are true. The great conqueror has been conquered himself.
Eivor! How many summers has it been?
Far too many, friend.
Something amuses you.
I hardly recognize you. Is this the Guthrum I left behind, or some other gentler man?
The Guthrum you knew is indeed no more. Athelstan, I am now called. My Christian name.
Christian name?
A new name for a new life.
At the expense of all you gained.
I have not lost as much as you might think. King Alfred and I have forged a lasting peace, in fact. He has taken Western Mercia, East Anglia is mine. We are now discussing the fates of East Mercia and the North. The Danes, Eivor, are here to stay.
With Christ as their Jarl.
He is a powerful god. Within his sacrifice hides the greatest boons. Forgiveness, hope, love. Would you not consider hearing his message for yourself?
I have no time to meet new gods. I am leaving England, and I've only come here to say my goodbyes.
Will you return to your father's land?
Elsewhere. To unmapped places, in search of the unknown.
Ah, an adventure worthy of Odin. You and he share a love for knowledge and discovery, I have noticed.
Share is not strong enough a word.
Come then. We must drink and tell stories before you go. If they are to be our last, they must be our best.
Let's go. Sail out! Sing us a song.
Thus bit the sword, wielded by our sire, as if armors and shields out of water they were forged. Loudly spears they clashed, loudly shields they broke, hewing off heads of men on that field, on that field. Shields as well as heads, they were trampled to the ground as the Norsemen fiercely drove forth, grimly painting shield walls red with blood of foes. Grimly their chant strikes the hearts of men. Left there on that reddened field stood but silent house, and well-fed ravens in a flesh banquet feast. For those who battled, let me tell, on all sides good men fell. Hearken well, and you'll hear their songs when to Valhalla walks.
Let's have a song.
Only once I have I served before hailing you. Now your scald is worn by time, and I wish not serve. Faithful to my king, never known falseness. I'll follow your flow until my time to cross the bridge of your.
strike of the tune.
If you have a up we raise our shining, so the son of slaughter saw his standard setting forth, setting hearken well in Hall of Kings. On ocean steed my words gain wings. Odin's mead I forth will bring. For noble deeds thine honor sing. The brave man slain Valkyrier ways. Reward for strain to Valhalla take. Then horns resounds the mighty hall. For those who fight, for those who fall. For those who fight, for those who fall. Warlord weaves his web of fear. Each man gets his fated share. A blood-red surge, the warrior shield. Ravens scan the battlefield. Ravens scan the battlefield. The beaten blaze or trail of red, loathing gaze upon the dead, and horns resounds the mighty hall. For those who fight, for those who fall.
Bring sail in!
For those who fight and those who fall. May horns resound the mighty hall. For we who fight, for we who fall.
Make for the dock!
Vi skal komma under dem. Vakti þar þegar ölvir aðhöggvast. Það var góð.
Ría hitar blanda drykk með örlítið stíl.
King Harald's longhouse. I should find another memory fragment here. I'm getting closer. Spinning forward just a bit.
Young Harold has made quite a name for himself in our time away.
12 or 13 years, I think.
Sigurd! Eivor! You are welcome here. Come! I got word that you would visit, but I did not expect you so soon.
Stout men huddled around a map with eyes as hungry as their bellies. Little has changed here.
Yes. I spent half my life worrying over hastily drawn maps. But this is not a land we mean to conquer. It is a land in need of aid.
Iceland?
Yes. Our friend Ingólfur sends word that his new settlement is in peril. Cold winters and simmering blood feud. I have agreed to send supplies and men, enough to bring peace and ride out the winter. Eivor, it may be your coming here at this time to this place is a blessing from Thor himself. Would you and your brother lead this expedition for me? I cannot think of a better pairing to see this through.
Eivor, this is fated. I long for such an adventure. Tell me your mind. Does your heart fire burn for another expedition?
I am grateful for the offer, but I have not come here to walk down well-worn roads. I am here to say farewell, for once and all.
For once and all? Are you leaving England as well?
I am. Sailing west. Accompanied only by myself. To a land found on no map.
For what need?
I'll discover that only when I arrive. But that is tomorrow. Today I would like to spend time in the company of those I love. And tell stories from long ago.
Beginning when?
Long, long ago. You understand?
Uncle, clear the room and bring mead and roasted minkwal for 3.
Now, where to begin?
Well met, Eivor.
Ah, here it is. Ah, here we are. A final future memory.
Will you not wait for morning?
I must get to London by the week's end. A crew awaits me there.
Not even a goodbye?
Everyone knows I'm leaving.
But not when. Does Randvi know tonight is the night?
Yes. We said our goodbyes.
I wish I understood all this, Eivor.
Do you remember my first visions? Before we came to England. Odin, Sigurd, the wolf, the Nornir.
Yes, they prophesied so much that came to pass.
They were not prophecies, Valka. They were memories. My own. Or not my own, but lent to me by another. One who lives within me. My second Hugr. Do you understand?
I wish I did.
For so long, I considered only two possible futures for me. Surrender to these malicious memories, or reject them utterly. But now I see a third way. And as I grow older, it draws my interest. I want to learn from them. But I do not know where this path will lead me, nor what it might unleash. This is why, for now, I wish to be alone.
I see. Thank you for your trust, Eivor.
Embrace me, friend.
Farewell, Eivor Wolfkist. May Odin guide your way.
Not this time, Volka. This time, I will be guiding him.
Basim, is it?
William Miles? I asked to meet you in person.
Face to face, you said. So here I am. In spirit, so to speak.
So close, yet so far. A clever trick.
Quite a trick of your own you pulled off. Resurrection, hibernation. Many years in the making, I suppose.
There were some improvisations along the way.
You've spent so much time in the simulation these past 1,000 years. Why so eager to jump into another?
A simple curiosity. It has been so long since I saw my friend Eivor. I wish to know how this grand saga concluded.
Now you know. So, what next? Where will Basim go?
As far as I can, William.
I feared as much.
Do not. I cherish the creed that guides us. I always have. But you people are infants compared to those I left behind. I need to get you up to speed. So, let's get started.
Wait. If we are to work together, there is something I want first.
Name it.
Viable genetic material obtained. Genetic memory extraction has begun. Estimated sequencing time, 29 days, 3 hours, 4 minutes.
You are in for quite a ride, Mr. Miles.
This is all so strange. And what of Ragnarok? The twilight of the gods? Are these stories true?
In a sense. The Great Cataclysm happened, much as your legends say. There were earthquakes and storms, wars and famine. My people died out, but yours thrived.
But you say there were no gods as we know them. So what natural force could cause such an upheaval?
How to explain? Does the term solar flare mean anything to you?
I don't think so.
This may take some time to describe.
Not a problem. Time is all we have left, Father.